Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have Izzet Delver leading out with a Ponder against Charlie on an Esper Mentor build. You'd expect the Mentor build to have a better mid to late game, whereas the Delver can really pull ahead if they can land a Delver and protect it. Both players starting out with Ponder, and it's going to be in all likelihood up to Caleb to kind of lead this dance. If he can get down a viable threat and protect it, he could be in good shape. Otherwise, Monastery Mentor can completely undo all of the hard work, potentially in just a single turn, or at least arrive and then the following turn just totally erase any type of lead. Young Pyromancer. Looks like the Chandra Spellbook edition. And it sticks. Swords to Plowshares is thrown at it. We got a Force of Negation. Should exile that. There we go. Just keeping on top of things. And getting an untap step, and now a Sprite Dragon. Everything turning sideways. And that's a card that I actually really would be interested in trying out in Blue-Red Delver. It's kind of reminiscent of Queer and Dryad, a card that I've played quite a lot of in Vintage. And here we see a Force of Will on him to Torok, allowing for an additional elemental and making Sprite Dragon even larger, now coming across for 6. And Caleb way out in front here. Monastery Mentor. Pre-combat, Caleb putting a Ponder out there. And it is going to resolve. That is something that Charlie could have potentially thrown a counter at just to get the extra body and be better at blocking on the ground. Now Brainstorm after Ponder, just creating way too much of an advantage. Kind of ideal for Izzet Delver there. Every blue mana able to convert not only to an additional card with either Ponder or Brainstorm, but also getting counters on Sprite Dragon and the extra bodies for Young Pyromancer. Very impressive start to the match for Caleb. We'll see what Charlie has to contend with Delver. You know when you're playing a blue deck that you're going to want to make sure that you're well equipped to handle Delver matchups. It's something that you're going to see certainly at the top tables when you're playing in a larger event. But as you continue through the event with a better record, you'll get paired up against better and better decks. And you need an answer for opposing counter decks that just have that faster clock. Now that could come in the form of Toxic Deluge. I'm trying to think of some of the best sweepers that people have been playing. I mean, Deluge is up there. Being able to take out True Name Nemesis is also pretty nice. Not generally going to stray into the forecasting cost solutions. Swords to Plowshares can be good. But as we saw, Young Pyromancer, I mean, if you're able to create some tokens before they can use the Swords to Plowshares, that is a losing battle. Him to Torok at least doesn't get stopped by Veil of Summer in this matchup. That is probably one of the biggest blowouts that exist in the format, in my estimation, is when you go ahead and sink a significant amount of resources into a spell that gets countered by Veil of Summer. It's brutal. I would not want to play Gifts Ungiven in this format. It's a 1-mana Cryptic Command. Counter your spell, draw a card, and then also have protection for the rest of the turn, so a deck like Tendrils can't even kill you. So neither player going to have to contend with that. That's probably the craziest anti-blue tech in my estimation. Caleb will likely have Pyroblast or Red Elemental Blast, probably Pyroblast. It is actually better when you're running cards like Young Pyromancer and Sprite Dragon. The distinction doesn't seem super obvious if you're kind of new to that decision, but Pyroblast is actually better in these type of decks as you can just play it even without having a target. that will be destroyed by it. So red Elemental Blast, you need a blue permanent to target, whereas Pyroblast destroys a permanent if it's blue, and you can just play it targeting like an island or something, just to get the extra counters and elemental tokens. And so far, no early drops. This does kind of favor Charlie so far, as this continues to go on. A young Pyromancer showing up, and a Swords to Plowshares end of turn. Will Caleb take this opportunity to... No, he's got a Force of Will. Pitching Daze. Charlie has Brainstormed in response, allowing that Swords to go. Perhaps he's found another one. And now Stifle. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So Caleb tapped out. And now Fatal Push, taking out the young Pyromancer. Unfortunately, Daze was pitched earlier. That might have been worthwhile to keep in hand, depending on what else Caleb has. That would have been really brutal to be able to win that counter battle with a Daze at the end of it, preserving the young Pyromancer to create further tokens, and of course keeping the 2 damage on the board. As it is now, there's just a couple of 1/1 tokens. But that is a clock. Delver of Secrets can really hasten that clock, and Ponder's going to make sure that it flips. 3 in hand. And it looks like a... What is this card? I'm not actually sure. Let me know in the comments what that is. It looked like some type of secret lair card. Oh, actually, never mind. It looks like Charlie's actually scooping it up. As Delver flipping. It's going to be too much of a clock for him. And Izzet Delver proves to be the more streamlined deck in this matchup. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.